We'll move on to the third problem. Y of t equal to sin of t plus 1 into x of t minus 1. Sin of t plus 1 into x of t minus 1. We studied the system to be, the output of the system to be y of t and the input of the system to be x of t. Okay. So we need to consider only about x of t and y of t. We need not mind about other terms. So this is said to be coefficient. Okay, for this example, sin of t plus 1 is said to be coefficient. So we need to check again the system is causal or non-causal. I repeat, y of t equal to sin of t plus 1 into x of t minus 1. Y of t is the output, x of t is the input. So we need to mind about only these two factors and no terms should be taken into account. The rest of the term is sin of t plus 1, which is called as coefficient. And for this case, no t limit is being given. So we can take the values for t. For example, t equal to 0. So when we substitute t equal to 0, we get y of 0 equal to what? Sin of 0 plus 1 is sin 1 into x of 0 minus 1 is minus 1, x of t minus 1, so it becomes x of minus 1. So when we are checking about y of t and x of t alone, the present output, t equal to 0 is the present time, so the present output depends on past input. Minus 1 is past for the value of 0, so it depends on past value of input. So what about the system? System to be causal. T equal to 0, we get y of 0 equal to x of minus 1. The present value of time output depends on the past value of input. So system is said to be causal. Similarly, for one more values, let me check the causal or non-causal. So t equal to minus 1. When t equal to minus 1, what happens? Y equal to minus 1. Y of minus 1 equal to sin of t plus 1. Sin of t plus 1, it becomes minus 1 plus 1 sin 0 into x of minus 2. So x of minus 2 again, so minus 1 is the present value of input. For minus 1, minus 2 is the past value of input. So the system is said to be causal. Even if you are taking sin 0 equal to 0, 0 into anything will be 0. So output is 0. For minus 1, it is the past value. Okay, so the system is said to be causal. We need not take the coefficient values. We should take only about the x of t value. So minus 1 or minus 1, minus 2 is the past value. So system is said to be causal. One more value also we can check depending upon the mark allocated for the question. You can go for selecting the values of t. For t equal to 1. So y of 1 equal to sin of 1 plus 1, that is sin of 2 into x of t minus 1. 1 minus 1 will be 0. So sin of 2 into x of 0. So 1 is the present value, depends again on the past value of input. So output at t equal to 1 depends on the past value of input. So again the system is said to be causal. So all the three values produces the result as causal. So the given system is said to be a causal system. Given system is said to be a causal system. So x of e power t. So in this case, e power t is coming inside the bracket of x, input x. So it should not be taken as coefficient. It should be taken as variable for the input. Just understand the difference between 3 and 5. Sin of t plus 1 outside x of t. So we are taken it as coefficient. But in this case, it is inside x of t. In place of t, you have e power t. So it is not the coefficient. It should be taken as variable for input. As like previous cases, here also we can put value for t. If t equal to 0, what happens? Y of 0 equal to x of e power 0. So e power 0 equal to 1. So y of 0 depends on future input. 0 is the present value. Output at present time depends on future value of input. So the system is said to be non-causal. As I already told you, even for one of the value of t, if you are getting the system to be non-causal, the total system is said to be non-causal system. Okay, so the present output in this case depends upon the future value of input. So the system is non-causal. You can take down these 3 homework sums. You can work it out. If you have any doubt, you can ask. You can copy down the question. Y of t equal to x of sin t. Sin t is inside x of t. So it should be taken as variable, not the coefficient. I repeat, check for causal or non-causal. Y of t equal to x of sin t. And second question, y of t equal to x of t by 4. X of t by 4. And third one, y of t equal to e power 2t x of t minus 1. So this is the assignment or homework questions for you. Third question is y of t equal to e power 2t into x of t minus 1.